What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This, once again, is Scott Porter back for a brand new unboxing series, this time for the brand new Marvel HeroClix set, Collector's Trove. Boom! This particular set is massive, or so I'm thinking, because for the first time ever, there are not 10 boosters in this brick for this brand new set, Collector's Trove. No, there are 12 boosters in here. And throughout the next 5 days, we're going to be unboxing all 12 of these boosters, as well as a play-at-home kit. And WizKids actually sent me a retail chase booster, so we'll be doing that as well on day 5. On Friday, we'll be opening that, as well as unveiling what the legacy cards are for this brand new set, and I am so excited to jump in. Here's the deal, okay? We're all HeroClix players, little collectors ourselves. If you're not familiar with the Collector, he is an elder of the universe. He is somebody who was on one of the very first planets that had sentient life after the Big Bang, way back when the universe was first created. Him and his brothers and sisters, the Gardener, the Possessor, the Grandmaster, the Champion, they are all the last of their race, and they have lived almost forever. As a matter of fact, they can't die because, well, death told them, you're not allowed to come into my realm. Story for another day. So the Collector has become obsessed with, what else? Collecting, just like all of us, right? But what he likes to collect is crazy artifacts of varying degrees of strength, some of them universe-ending. He loves to have all of these antiques of all these dead civilizations, and he also likes to collect heroes. He's been known to collect Wolverine, or Rocket Raccoon, or the Wasp, or Howard the Duck. I mean, tons of heroes have found themselves on the Collector's ship, which is just a giant, and when I say giant, it is like the size of 2 planets big, giant vault ship that he flies around. So, what could be in this set? Well, any number of things. All of it, actually. So let's take a look at the outside of the brick first, get a sense of what we might be seeing in this set, and let's crack things open. Now, how are we going to do this? We've got 12 boosters, plus a couple of additional items. What we're going to do is 3 boosters today. This is Monday, day 1. 2 boosters today, and the play-at-home kit. So 2 boosters in the play-at-home kit today. Tomorrow, we're going to do 3 boosters. Wednesday, 2 boosters, and we're going to open this bad boy on the top here, this legacy card. And I will let you guys know on Wednesday, on day number 3, what other cards, what other figures besides what I have in here are getting legacy carded for the set. Day number 4 on Thursday, 3 more boosters, and then day number 5, 2 boosters, and this retail chase booster. So that's how this week is going to go now that we've got the roadmap. Let's take a peek on the outside. Of course, Tannerlier, Tivan on the front here, played by, in the MCU, Benicio del Toro. Now, the character in the comics is a little goofy. If you watch the MCU, these guys are a little out there, man. And the reason for that is, as their races died and they continued to live in the universe, they found that unless they pick something to become obsessed with, they would also just fade to dust. So each of them became obsessed with something, and he became obsessed with gathering wealth for a number of reasons that we'll get into later. On the side here, oh, yep. Anytime you're dealing with an Elder of the Universe, you're dealing with the cosmic side of Marvel. And out here, we have some of the Guardians of the Galaxy. We've got Drax on the top. Ooh, we've got the Yaka arrow by itself. We're going to get some items in this set. That's pretty cool. We've got Yondu there. We've got Groot. That looks like the teenage version of Groot. He's gone through a lot of cycles in the past 2 decades. And on the bottom, we've got... is that Star Sheriff Rocket Raccoon, I think, from the latest run, from Grootfall, the latest run of the Guardians of the Galaxy. On the other side, ooh, we've got Beta Ray Bill, and we've got Stormbreaker there, his trusty hammer. And then we've got, what is this? Introducing one-shots. It looks like a series of cards here called one-shots. And then, oh, there's a little Ant-Man shrinking down to size. I believe that's Scott Lang. It definitely looks like it to me. On the back of the box is usually where we find our spoilers for what we're going to get chase-wise, and I'm thinking that this is no different. Now, what I'm seeing here is Agatha with the Darkhold, and I'm seeing Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. So maybe our chases are, you know, villains with very powerful universe-ending things. Like, what if it's like Red Skull with the Cosmic Cube, stuff like that. You know, there are plenty of villains who have had MacGuffins that was the heart and soul of how they were going to take over or end the universe. I don't know if there's heroes. There's just 2 villains here. So my initial guess, villains with a powerful item, something that the collector would love to have for himself. So that's what we got on the outside of the box. What else am I expecting in this set? Well, I'm hoping for some elders. We got a bunch of them way back in Black Panther and the Illuminati. We've seen some other ones as time has gone by, but I would love to see the Contemplator, all of these different elders of the universe. Yes, he is obsessed with meditation. I crap you not. I edited myself. We are a family-friendly program, folks. That being said, the Collector, super, super cool character. I love the way that so many different authors have used him. Very often he does appear in your comic books, your Guardians of the Galaxy. Very often it is like challenges between him and his closest sibling, the Grandmaster. So I'm hoping for the Grandmaster in this set. If we're getting the Guardians, man, whew, there are so many cool things that have happened in the Guardians the last few years. But if you don't know, they originated coming out of the Annihilation series. So I'm hoping for some Annihilation stuff in here, because if we're talking cosmic, that is, for my money, one of the greatest all-time comic book series that Marvel has ever put out. It came out at the same time as Civil War, so it flew under the radar. But if you've never read Annihilation and you want to get into cosmic Marvel, you want to have an understanding of the heroes, how the Guardians of the Galaxy came to be, if you love Silver Surfer, Ronan the Accuser, you've got Super Skrull, you've got Nova, you've got Peter Quill's kind of introduction, and then the creation of the Guardians of the Galaxy. On the backside of that, I urge you to go read Annihilation. But that being said, there have been funnier, crazier stories written the past decade or so by a number of different fantastic authors, whether it's Donny Cates, whether it's Jerry Duggan, whether it's Abnett and Lanning, whether it's Lansing and Kelly, who just wrote the latest one, Grootfall. Donny Cates, I think I already said, but yeah, Brian Michael Bendis. There are a ton of great stories, and in those stories you have all, like, just every single hallmark villain that's a galactic, you know, kind of entity. So that's what I want. I want space craziness in this set. So without further ado, I say let's start cracking this thing open. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm at HyperRPG Studios in Universal City, California. We got Joe on the 1s and 2s back there. Got to say thank you to Joe. Yeah, we're going to go. Okay, let's see. What did I say? I said 2 boosters and the Play at Home kit today. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let me just take a couple of these out. And yeah, we'll start cracking these open. All right. Ooh. Okay, on the top. Ooh, okay, this is neat. All right, this guy, man, I wonder, is he going to be a chase too? Probably. He's on the top of the box. A lot of times when we get a figure on the top of the box, that will be a chase or a high rarity. And that is actually the collector's actual way he looks. Now, if you're not familiar, like I said, the Elders of the Universe, they, oh, I already cut this open. They look humanoid, but that's not really how they looked. They use the primordial essence to power themselves. And part of using that power has made them, remade them, or reshaped them into an image that is more acceptable by the creatures of modern day. So he looks like he looks now, but that's all like image induction. That's not actually how he looks. He is this big, crazy red monster with like blades coming out of his head and stuff. Very, very cool. You could see him in the Avengers looking like that at some point. Maybe, I think it was like in the 90s or whatever. Anyway, all right, first brick. Oh, look at this. We do get right away the man himself. I'm excited to see what version of him we're getting, because when people write the Elders of the Universe, just like when they write any other character, their power varies depending upon the storyline. And sometimes they are super, super powerful. Sometimes they're very vindictive. Sometimes they're more they don't really care about what the universe is looking like or what's happening around them. So excited to see what version of him we are getting. On top of that, we also pulled a shield agent, an Iron Man, okay, a Kree soldier, that's galactic, I'm excited about that, and we pulled the Wasp. Now this is very, very cool to have pulled this particular set of figures, especially Wasp, and I'll tell you why in just a moment in a little story time with Scotty P. The first time we ever met the Collector, he decided in the pages of an Avengers story that he wanted to collect his own Avengers, and he started by capturing the Wasp. And that was the first real introduction we had to Tanner Tivin, and to the concept of his collecting, the Elder of the Universe, all of these kind of aspects. It's kind of like the first time readers were really led into this. So he collected the Wasp first, hoping to draw the rest of the Avengers in, to capture them all and create his own little collection of superheroes from Earth. So we'll take a look at him in just a moment. And also, okay, we got a one-shot in here. So we got all the cards, we got a one-shot, and then of course we have these little hint cards that we have now. So on this one, we've got a hint. It says big and small. And on the other side, it says Team Spotlight, Ant-Man Security Solutions. Interesting. See, I thought Ant-Man was going to be in this set because in Jerry Duggan's run on Guardians of the Galaxy, he actually joined the Guardians of the Galaxy after the whole Secret Empire thing. He was a spy for Hydra throughout that storyline, and he was so ashamed of himself that he ran off of Earth and joined the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was thinking he was maybe in this set because he had a little bit of a part of a galactic run. But they're saying, actually, thieves and vandals getting you down, opponents keep running off with your equipment. Ant-Man Security Solutions are here to help. Whether you run them as a team or hire them out onto your other builds, this band of reformed crooks will protect your equipment and terrain from your opponent's meddling. Very cool. And the big and small hint, size really does matter. Tiny characters can be easily carried around the map, offering excellent positioning advantages. They also get a +1 defense bonus against ranged attacks. Giants and colossals easily can move around, stepping over most kinds of terrain with their giant reach. They can even make close attacks at distance. So the tip cards are always cool. And you know what I noticed on here? The Infinity Gems. We got the Infinity Stones here. Gems, stones, whatever they're calling them nowadays. I know they're all different, and they've, you know, some of them are inert because they're in the wrong universe. But anyway, I'm guessing we're probably going to get those. But on top of that, we got a one-shot. This one-shot is called I Must Have It. So we'll take a look at that as well. Can't wait to show you everything. Okay, let's jump in and take a peek at what kind of collector we are getting. Here you go with the sculpt here. He's reaching out, looking to maybe take something from you. He's definitely not offering you something. He has the keywords Elders of the Universe, Cosmic, Deity, and Scientist. He is set number 1, as he should be. Comes in at 75 points. He has a trait. I see you also have a collection. At the beginning of the game, the collector modifies his combat values by +1. This game, for each type of non-character game element on an opponent's force and sideline other than standard terrain markers, equipment, mystery cards, non-standard terrain markers, one-shots, and tarot cards are examples of qualifying game elements. Very, very cool. So, man, his stats could just swell up in a big, big way. You know, he's got some phasing. He's got 3 targets. He's got some telekinesis there. He's got some toughness, probability control, and outwit. Now, if you look at the back, it says a significant appearance is Howard the Duck number 2. Hilarious. He is a wild card, a team player. All right, so we are getting kind of the lesser powered version of the collector here. I'm going to put him on the left because that's usually where I put the villains. I'm not going to call him a villain. He's not a villain per se, but very rarely is he helping the heroes. Most often he is causing a lot of trouble. So yeah, I'm going to put him over there. The Howard the Duck storyline, he was grabbed by a gatherer. Ooh, that would be a cool generic to get in this set. The Collector has gatherers that go around the galaxy and grab things for him. Very powerful droids and soldiers that he kind of has, and they're also security on his ship. Grabbed Howard the Duck. It was a very, very funny storyline back in, I don't know, like 2012, 2015, sometime around there. Go read it. There's a couple of like 6-issue miniseries about Howard the Duck trying to find his place in the universe, because he's not from here, and he's just trying to figure things out. Very funny relationship he has with Spider-Man in those stories. Howard disappears. Everybody thinks he's dead. He actually is taken aboard the Collector ship, and he teams up with Rocket Raccoon to escape and to get back. And there's a whole detective story. He basically has to steal something back, an amulet off of the Collector ship. Very funny storyline. Go read it. Next, let's take a look at why we have a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent in here, and I think I know why. S.H.I.E.L.D. agent is here. Hydra, S.H.I.E.L.D., and Spy. Set number 7 comes in at 20 points, has 2 separate dials there. You can see Hail Hydra. Once per game for all friendly characters with this trait. At the beginning of your turn, you may turn all friendly S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to click number 6. If you do, after resolutions, one of them may make a close or ranged attack. So they are actually Hydra agents in disguise, and they flip at a point throughout the game. They go from having sidestep and energy shield deflection to having close combat reflexes and poison and plasticity and the like. If you look on the back, it says that the significant appearance is Nick Fury vs. S.H.I.E.L.D. in 1988. I was not expecting that. I was thinking more along the lines of the Secret Empire storyline. That being said, very cool generic to get. I love when we have multiple dials and options to have. You have Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. team abilities there. Very, very cool. Obviously, this is a bad guy. We've had some really hero-driven sets lately, so I don't mind getting more bad guys. Let's take a look at another generic that we have. Kree Soldier. This guy, very highly galactic-based. We've got Kree, Skrulls, Soldier, and Spy keywords. Oh, wait a second. Skrull as well. Okay, infiltration happening all across the universe, apparently. Set number 11 comes in at 25 points. Skrull infiltration once per game for all characters with this trait. When a friendly character with the Skrulls keyword uses shape change and fails, you may immediately turn all friendly Kree soldiers to click number 5, and they are protected from Pulse Wave. They get sidestep and outwit, energy shield deflection, precision strike. If you do that, if you see on the back, Avengers 96 and 1972 is the significant appearance, a very early appearance of the Skrulls. All right, a little bit of infiltration kind of becoming a theme in this particular set. I'm going to put them over here with the bad guys too. Why not? Next, let's take a look, I guess, at Wasp here. Like I said, the Wasp was actually the first superhero ever collected by the Collector, and you can see how tiny she is. You know what, just for reference, I'll throw Iron Man up here next to her. There you go. And then we'll take a look at them in succession here. She is so tiny. That's why I think she's probably in the set, but let's take a look at her card. We've got Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D., Celebrity, Detective, Scientist, and Spy. Set number 21 comes in at 55 or 30 points with a split dial. Bioelectric Bug, Precision Strike. When Wasp damages an opposing character after resolutions, give that character an action token. On the back, you see the significant appearance, Avengers number 28. Yep, 100%. That is that first appearance of the Collector, I am willing to bet. I don't remember numbers off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's the one. You have Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. team abilities. Very, very cool, and I love that little tiny sculpt. So, yeah, way back in the day, way back in the day. So maybe we'll get some of that Avengers throwback team. One of the members of that team was, of course, Iron Man. So let's take a look at this particular Iron Man here. We have Stark Industries, Armor, and Scientist. This Iron Man is not from that time frame, though. This Iron Man looks like it's from Armor Wars. Set 23A, which means we are definitely getting a Prime version of that Iron Man as well. Armor Wars is a trait. If Iron Man occupies or is adjacent to a non-debris terrain marker, opposing lines of fire cannot be drawn to him. Okay, a little bit of stealth armor here. When Iron Man attacks one or more characters that share a keyword with him, modify his attack by and damage by +1. Woo! All right, Armor Wars indeed. Comes in at 100 points. 7 clicks long there, a couple of targets. Some improved targeting on the back of the card. He has a special, no, it's not a special damage power, another trait called Back to the Drawing Board. When Iron Man is KO'd, you may generate a 23B Iron Man from your sideline on his red starting line within 3 squares of your starting area. Awesome. Okay, so this is a situation where well, maybe it's not a prime. Maybe it's just a different version of Iron Man, but you're getting a little swap action there whenever you get KO'd here with the 23A version. Energy absorption is a special defense power. Combat reflexes and impervious. When Iron Man uses impervious and succeeds after resolutions, heal him 2 clicks. Oh. So I don't know if everybody out there remembers or not, back in the day when we used to have something called feats. You had a card called nanobots, and it was where you could, heal by eating objects, basically. That particular energy absorption situation reminds me of that old feat that we used to have, nanobots. Very cool. So somewhat annoying, right, for for an opponent trying to take you down. Luckily, he only has it on the last 4 clicks of the dial, but I really like the design of that guy. Well done. Now we do have our first one-shot, and this one is called I Must Have It. We'll just put it up on the screen here for you guys to see. One-shot effect. When a friendly character hits and the finalized attack roll was 9 or more, after resolutions you may choose an equipment equipped to a hit target. If you do, remove that equipment from the game. If the friendly character is named the Collector, he can use the removed equipment's effect for this game. Oh, that's cool. On the back side, you have somewhat of a breakdown of how one-shots work. All one-shots are unique. During force construction, you may add 1 or more one-shots to your sideline face-up by paying their point cost. This is 5 points. You can see it on the left there. While face-up, a one-shot can use the effect printed on it. All effects of one-shots are sideline active, and any durations created by that effect continue even if that effect is lost or can't be used. When a one-shot's effect is used, immediately turn that one-shot face down, and at the end of your game, your opponent scores the face-down one-shots. Okay, very cool. And you can see here, that's not just on the image. I have the card in my hand, and you can see its color on one side, and on the other side, it is black and white as a nice little tell that the one-shot has officially been used. So you don't have to worry about tokens or demarcating it any other way. That is really cool. I wonder how many of these one-shots we're going to get in the set. This one is 14, so I'm assuming we're going to get a good amount of them. All right, so now we will jump into the next booster. We'll see how many of these one-shots and all this crazy stuff we get. All right. Man, my head is spinning. I mean, how many things can we have in the game now? Because on the outside of the box, like I said, we've got the Yaka arrow, we've got Stormbreaker on one side, so there's equipment. There's also one-shots. Wow, it could be a pretty big set. Okay, next booster, let's see. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, very excited. Oh, and we do have a super rare. We got a super rare opening on one side of the box. Man, I don't even know what we should be expecting out of 12 boosters in a brick. How many super rares? How much stuff? I don't even know. But today's super rare is Scott Lang himself, Ant-Man. Including here, we've also got somebody from his security solutions team. We've got Grizzly, very exciting. One of the most dangerous women in the galaxy, not the most, but her sister. We've got Nebula, which I wasn't expecting. We've got another Kree soldier. It looks like it's the same number as the other one. And then we have, and this is cool, a little pickup from a storyline that was in one of the past Marvel sets over the past year. That is an Iron Man Sentry. And that particular, if you remember, we've gotten a bunch of hot shots in the last few sets from Domino and the hot shots. So in the Deadpool set and in the Black Panther set, we got some other things that we picked up from the hot shots run. The sentries, these sentries were very much a part of that hot shots run as well. So really, really cool. Let's go ahead and take a look first in this booster at that Iron Man Sentry. Boom. All right. Stark Industries, armor and robot keywords. And you can see he's got that blue and gold and silver armor. So doesn't quite look like your typical Iron Man, right? You can definitely tell this is a Sentry, not an Iron Man himself. Set number 2 comes in at 20 points. Secure the artifact. Force Blast. Force Blast as free, but only to target an equipped character. So on the back, you see Domino Hotshots is the significant appearance, and you get a good look at the sculpt there on the back of the card. So if you remember Domino Hotshots, it was a story where Domino led a team, had White Fox, had Outlaw, had Black Widow, Deadpool, Iron Man kicked in a little bit as well. They were hunting an artifact that was a celestial made. It converted somebody into basically a tiny living celestial themselves. It was a very powerful artifact, and it was kind of an arms race. So a lot of people were after it, including actually Iron Man and the Avengers. They thought they should have it because they didn't want it to be in anybody else's hands. Domino ended up winning that argument. Iron Man ended up helping them out. So, oh, we actually have 2 one-shots in this. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so, I don't know how much stuff we are getting in this brick, but it's pretty dang cool. We'll have to look at a couple of these in just a moment. Let's keep going down the road here. Let's look at Nebula. A lot of people know Nebula from the movies. Back in the day, she looked a lot different than this, but in Annihilation, she kind of started looking like this and has kind of ever since. She has Guardians of the Galaxy, Minions of Thanos, Assassin, Pirate, and Robot keywords. Set number 20. Comes in at 50 points. Change of Heart is a trait once per game. When another friendly character is damaged by an attack after resolutions, you may turn Nebula to click number 7. Protected, Pulse Wave. Finding My Family is a special damage power, Empower, and Support. Has the Guardians team ability. This character's combat values can't be modified by opposing characters' effects. And you look, she is just a Swiss Army knife there. So many different powers, but she can switch it up. I love that we're getting so many options on the dials themselves of how you want to play a figure. Now, she's only 5 clicks long because of it. You can't make those split dials or those variance dials a little bit too strong or a little bit too long. But I love the fact that she's able to switch sides, just like the Kree to Skrull and the Shield to Hydra. She can do the same thing. And you know what? I'm going to put Nebula over here, even though she's not always a hero. She quite frequently is as of late. And in the latest Guardians of the Galaxy storyline, she once again is heroic, so we'll put her on that side. Speaking of somebody that's former villain, reformed, is the Grizzly. Now, you guys probably know the Grizzly from the old Spider-Man books. He is one of the oldest members of the Spider-Man villain pantheon, and he is animal-based. He has been collected himself, actually. We'll talk about that in a minute. We've got Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, Thunderbolts, Animal, Detective, and Spy keywords. Set number 29 comes in at 60 or 45 points. And he has a trait, Ant-Man Security Solutions. Opposing characters within 4 squares can't pick up or equip terrain markers and can't be given close-range terrain actions. Very cool, okay? So not allowing them to equip terrain or use them in attacks. I wonder if that's going to vary for each member of the Security Solutions team, maybe equipment or different things. But on the back, you see Grizzly's here to make you suffer. Super Strength, Giant Reach, 2. Close, make a close attack. After resolutions, choose 1. Give a hit character an action token or place a hit character in a square adjacent to Grizzly. Exoskeleton Bearsuit, Combat Reflexes, and Invulnerability. Masters of Evil and Sinister Syndicate keywords. Says Ant-Man number 2 back in 2015 is the significant appearance. Now, Grizzly was collected himself, but he wasn't actually collected by the collector. It's kind of funny that he's in this set, though. He was collected by Craven. Craven started, I think it was Aloysia, started a zoo where he simply had all of these animal-themed supervillains. He captured them and put them into this human zoo, basically. It was a very, very funny storyline. To me, at least, not to them. But this Grizzly, he actually shows up in Ant-Man Security Solutions and attacks Scott Lang. And he's ticked off because he was put onto the raft. He was actually framed for a job and put there by a different Ant-Man, Eric O'Grady, the Irredeemable. Is that the Irredeemable Ant-Man? I think so. Eric O'Grady actually got Grizzly into the raft, and by the time he broke out, he wanted revenge. So he hunted down Ant-Man. At the time, Scott Lang is very public about where he is, end up in an altercation, and Scott Lang is basically like, man, I wasn't even here. I was off-world. I definitely was not around while that whole thing happened. That was a different Ant-Man. And Grizzly's like, what? How am I going to get revenge? He's like, well, instead of revenge, do you want a job? And hires him, and he becomes a part, as well as Machine Smith, as well as Miss Thing, as well as Stinger, Scott Lang's daughter, and a few others who create this kind of really... It's off-kilter. It's a little bit funny. This definitely, they don't have it all together, but hero team at Ant-Man Security Solutions. So cool to see Grizzly, and man, you know what? I'm gonna put him on the hero side, just because in that storyline that they're saying he's from, he definitely is a hero. Okay, Ant-Man himself, our first super rare of this particular unboxing series, and look at that. I love that sculpt. It's like he started. As the larger version of himself shrunk down. That is such a cool sculpt. Very, very cool. Set number 35. Whoa, super rares starting at 35. Okay, interesting. Starting to see some things come together here. Avengers, Fantastic Four, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, Stark Industries, Animal, Detective, and Spy. Ant-Man Security Solutions is a trait, and it looks like it is the exact same as the Grizzly one. Opposing characters within 4 squares can't pick up or equip terrain markers and can't be given close or range terrain actions. Pin Particles trait. Choose one to use until you choose again. Tiny and sidestep. A damage power for Empower shape change, and that's normal size. Or Giant or Colossal, Close Combat Expert, and Super Strength. So you can vary his size, just like he does very, very often, going from very tiny to very large and causing tons of damage in the process. 60 points. On the back, I'm going to call him Anthony, is a special damage power, Leadership and Outwit. When Ant-Man uses Leadership and succeeds, you may generate a set number 8 Swarm of Ants. If you aren't the first player, increase his leadership result by +1. That's cool. Okay, we're going to get a swarm of ants as a figure in the set, I guess. That is cool. He's got Avengers, and he has Wildcard. Pretty good dial. If we look back at the front there, Outwit all the way down. Precision, Strike, Combat Reflexes at the top of the dial there. He is stealthy. I love the way that he was utilized in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like I said, he was not proud of himself. He was a hero throughout when Captain America became a bad guy, Secret Empire, the whole thing's happening. He was a member of the heroes, but Hydra captured his daughter Cassie and made him become a mole and work for them. And by the time that whole thing ended, he was just racked with guilt. He's also kind of like the Jack Bauer of the Marvel Universe. He can never keep his daughter safe at all. Cassie is kidnapped by like everybody, everywhere, all the time, and he is put into really bad situations because he's always trying to protect his daughter, and he's not very good at it. So he had all this guilt, all this other stuff. The Guardians of the Galaxy visit Earth because at the time they were hunting for the Infinity Stones, and Gamora was trying to get her soul back out of the Soul Gem, and there was just a lot happening. And when they landed on Earth, Scott Lang was like, I'm getting out of here. And he stowed away on their ship. I think that one was the Bowie. I don't think it was the Milano anymore. They end up catching him. He says, have you ever messed up so bad that you just want to run away from an entire planet? And every single Guardian is like, yeah, actually, yep, I've been there. Star-Lord, Drax is like, yeah, 100%. And so They just accept them as one of their own. And the adventures that he goes on with them are so cool. My favorite moment, I think, is the Shi'ar raptors have broken away from the Shi'ar themselves. And the raptors are kind of like Darkhawk. Darkhawk, if you're familiar with that character, the Shi'ar raptors, that is what they are, right? They're all kind of like Darkhawk. And they've broken away from the Shi'ar Empire. They're battling the Guardians of the Galaxy, trying to get the Power Stone. And they've got a giant ship placed over this planet where the Power Stone, which is massive, before this storyline, the Infinity Stones went away and then were rebirthed into our universe, kind of like Survivor when an immunity idol is used and then a new one goes back into the game. That's exactly what happened with the Infinity Stones. And the Power Gem became this giant immovable mass on a planet, and Drax guarded it. And anyway, the Shi'ar Raptors, they have a giant ship that's placed over the planet. They're all-out war, trying to take over the planet, trying to get the Power Stone. And the Nova Corps, the newly reconstituted Nova Corps, has the Guardians of the Galaxy as members. And they can't beat these Shi'ar Raptors. And they end up launching Ant-Man through the shield of the ship. He's very, very small, like a nanoparticle of himself, through a little laser, through the shield. He lands on their ship, goes, "I'm alive! I rode the lightning! Did you guys see that?" And then grows to almost planet size, completely breaks this ship apart, almost dies in the process. And I think it's Rocket or somebody that says he's watching the whole thing happen. He's like, "That's hilarious." He's like, "My name's Ant-Man. Welcome to Jackass." It's like my favorite moment. Go read Jerry Duggan's runs of Guardians of the Galaxy. That particular scene, and then Ant-Man, he actually eats it towards the end of that run. The entire time he is a Guardian of the Galaxy, he's just constantly talking about how much more dangerous space is than Earth. He's like, "Earth stuff I can handle. This crap is dangerous out here." And the Guardians are like, "Yep, welcome to space, man. Nobody can hear you scream out here." And he does. He's like, "I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die," and just gets obliterated. I think it's by Thanos or somebody at the end of the story. Spoiler alert, he's not really dead. But anyway, long story short, read that run. Very, very fun, very cool. All right, here we go. Let's look at PIM particles first. We've got a one-shot, and it is one-shot number 12. And it says, effect, friendly characters have free. Choose a tiny or giant, and this character is the chosen size and modifies their defense by +1 until the end of your next turn. Turn this face down the first time a character uses the effect. It's 5 points. So for 5 points, once in the game, you can turn somebody into a giant or super tiny. Has its uses 100%. The next one that we have is the Soul Siphon. Very cool. One shot, Darkhold. Effect, friendly characters can use regeneration as free. When they do, for each click healed, deal another friendly character 1 unavoidable damage. You see it's 5 points. Got Doctor Strange there. Soul Siphon not to be messed with. And of course, you flip it over, and that just shows your opponent that you have already used that one shot this game. All right, the little tip card that we got talks about Pulp. New game style for HeroClix. It's got the collector on it. It says, bring HeroClix back to basics with Pulp. In the Pulp format, teams can only use uncommon and rare figures and can't use multiple copies of a figure. Pulp has all the fast-paced, tactical fun of HeroClix in a sleeker, easier-to-build format. And on the back side, Pulp checklist. And yeah, it's looking like it includes up to 29 characters. So all of your common, your uncommon, and your rare figures. So there's only 29 of those in this particular set. So I'm wondering what else fills it out, because the one-shots have their own numbering. So I'm guessing items are going to come on the other side of our super rares, and then maybe chases to fill out the larger set number size that we are used to. Okay, without further ado, we're going to take a look at this play-at-home kit. Bring 2 of the deadliest women in the galaxy to your next HeroClix game as part of this play-at-home kit, whether you choose to make them allies as part of your squad or have them face off head-to-head. These figures will be a fun addition to any HeroClix players. And of course, it comes with things that you would need to play the game. You have a brand new map in here, as well as 2 of your favorite characters from Collector's Trove. Help Gamora and Nebula pull off an epic heist while they blast, bash, and crash through your opponent's forces. Let's take a look here at the play-at-home kit. All right, inside, as usual, we have some terrain pieces here, okay? Some water, some elevated, some blocking. No blocking. Elevated, hindering, and water here. And then we also have, ooh, it looks like there's a one-shot that comes in here. That's cool. Didn't expect that. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we've got a one-shot card, we've got Nebula, and we've got Gamora. We've got set number 100 and set number 101, those 2 ladies. Always interested to see what the map will be. And I know in the last unboxing series, people told me they do care about the map. They do like me showing the map off. So I will show it off. And I think this first side is really, really cool. It is the Guardian ship indoor. So that is really neat to me. You can see the airlock there. You can see the cockpit. You know, all of them have their little lockers and stuff. You know, Star-Lord always keeps his old lunchbox and his cassette player, his Walkman and everything in there. And on the other side, we have Nowhere Outdoor. So, pretty cool as well. 2 really iconic Guardians locations. Really great map. I love the choices of locations for these maps. And I'm super excited about the fact that they are in the game now. Let's go to Nowhere. Nowhere, if you're not aware, is a giant Celestial's head. It's like a hollowed out Celestial's head. And for a long time was kind of like the base of operations. There was a bar, there was a town, the Guardians could go there. Nobody would really chase you down there. Unfortunately, the Black Order decided that they wanted to use it as a spaceship after Thanos was killed by Requiem to go and get his body and to use it as their base of operations. So it's not really any longer the bar that people go to. Now it's being used by those, D-bags over there. The Black Order. Let's take a peek at these 2 figures. Now, we've already seen Nebula's sculpt. It's the same that is in the main set, and we're going to get a peek at the way Gamora looks in this set as well now. So let's look at Nebula first. Nebula, like I said, is set number 100. Guardians of the Galaxy, Minions of Thanos, Assassin, Pirate, and Warrior keywords comes in at 60 or 35 points. A trait, Reap. When Nebula KOs an opposing character of 30 points or less, score 10 victory points. Oh, that's cool. Sibling Rivalry. Nebula modifies her combat values by +1 if a friendly character that shares a keyword with her hit this turn. 7 clicks long. Has some penetrating psychic blast, has some running shot, energy shield deflection, and empowerment. And you see on the back there, she also is a team player. So you're getting an awful lot in this particular version of Nebula. Super excited to see that. We also have Gamora here. Toss her right on. Gamora. Now, you know they're sisters. If you watch the movies, they're not always the best of friends. Same exact thing in the comic books. You've got Guardians of the Galaxy, Minions of Thanos, Assassin, and Warrior. I love the duality of most of these pieces in this set. You can use them as good guys or bad guys. You choose. A little role play for you. Reap. She has the same trait. When Gamora KOs an opposing character of 30 points or less, score 10 victory points. Sibling Rivalry. Same exact thing. Gamora modifies her combat values by +1 if a friendly character that shares a keyword with her hit this turn. Something I didn't expect to see was hypersonic speed on the dial there. It comes in at 60 or 35 points, the exact same as Nebula. On the back, you see that she has the Guardians keyword. Very, very cool. 2 really cool dials. Last but not least, as a part of this Play at Home kit, we also have our final one-shot of the day. And it is number 15 in the set, and it says Rivalry. When a friendly character attacks a single target that shares a keyword with them, you may choose not to roll the attack roll. If you do, the attack becomes a hit. That is crazy. When a friendly character attacks a single target that shares a keyword with them, you may choose not to roll the attack roll. If you do, the attack becomes a hit. So you're just hitting 5 points. But 5 points buys you a hit if you share a keyword with that. Of course, you flip it over, black and white, you're all done. Boom. There we have it. That is the last thing that we are opening today. Now, Collector's Trove. I am opening this crazy early. So early, in fact, that the only information I have as to when this set is going to be releasing, pre-release or at your brick and mortar stores that I know you love to support, is early 2025. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. That's how far in advance we are doing these for you, but we wanted to make sure we had them in front of you on your screens as quickly as we could possibly have. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you think so far of everything we've opened today? Who are you excited to see in this set, and who are you hoping is in the set? Let me know in the comments down below. What is in Scott Porter's cup today? Today is Green Mountain Maple Pecan Coffee. That's right. Get yourself a Keurig. Save yourself some money. Don't be doing the Starbucks stuff. You know, it's like $6.50 for a coffee now. It's insane. Anyway, just like all of my past unboxings, there is a charitable component to this particular one as well. If you want to get your hands on Collector's Trove at the end of this week, that means before almost anyone else on the face of the earth, I will have this up. Everything I open in this entire unboxing series, have it up on an app called Auxit to auction off to the winner. They will receive everything. I'll sign figures, I'll sign cards, I'll do whatever they would like, and you get it almost before anybody else. All the proceeds go to the Huntington's Disease Society of America as a part of our HeroClix for Huntington's charity initiative. Together, over the past few years, we have raised over $150,000 through that initiative in the fight against Huntington's disease. Everybody out there that has ever helped in any way at all throughout the HeroClix for Huntington's initiative is a hero in my eyes, and I say thank you to you. So keep your eyes peeled for the announcement of when that will go up for auction, and best of luck bidding on it. We will be back tomorrow for day number 2 of this brand new HeroClix unboxing set. I can't wait to share with you what else we will be seeing in this set. We'll do 3 boosters tomorrow, so buckle up, Buttercup. It is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but we are going to get a ton of stuff this week. Thank you to HyperRPG for hosting me. Thank you to WizKids for sending me this product. Thank you to you all for watching. I will see you tomorrow, and until I do, may all your rolls be critical hits.